This class is going to blow your mind and change your life forever. I'm sharing my 7-level frequency ascension path and blueprint. This is not a quick fix. This is not a band-aid. This is affluence, influence, and opulence lifestyle living permanently. And before we begin, remember to like, subscribe, but mostly turn on your notification, because this 7-level ascension blueprint, not only is it 7-level, but each level I will break it down into bite-sized pieces, because the dancer in me, or better said, the dance teacher in me, wants to get down to the basic step, the foundation of where to get started and how to take you to that next level. And plie. So stick around. But before we start, I want to make sure that you are getting in the right frame of mind and getting started with knowing what you want. So check in the description. I have put one of my self-assessment success formula from my success formula series, and it's yours for free. And it's to get you started on your path towards the frequency of affluence, influence, and opulence. I am Dr. Karina Felix. I am the founder and CEO of Affidian Institute for Metaphysical Science and Lifestyle Mastery, the home for those future metaphysicists who are coming out to help spread the word. Because the world we live in now is not the world our parents, grandparents, and previous generations has lived. This is a whole new ball game, and we need to jump in now, because, and this is always a problem, is that we keep resisting evolution. We keep resisting change, and that's not going to stop. So don't resist AI, don't resist technology and innovation and what's going on in the world. There is a purpose for everything. And the more we integrate ourselves into that, the more we see the big picture and not be right here in this single what's happening to me right now. Let's see the big picture. And then you'll understand why you're here, what you're doing here, and why you are so important to this whole evolution. Don't think for 1 second that you are not an integral part of this big cosmos. Do not think because I don't have a book or I haven't done a movie, or it doesn't matter, because you're here. Your soul chose to be here. So your soul came with a mission. Do you even know what that mission is? Would you like to find out what that mission is? Okay, so I'm hoping to be able to take you down, and it might get a little bit whatever, but I will do my best to break it down. And then I'll give you an opportunity to reach out to me and maybe get on a frequency calibration call with me and see if there's something you want to share, or, we can just chit chat for a bit. I'm open. So, again, you're ready to jump into this? Because this is going to be very interesting. I am taking ancient wisdom that was brought to the Western world and got a little bit jumbled up along the way, and has created these fragments that is stopping people from growing and expanding and having more and enjoying life at a more peaceful level. And I'm hoping to break this down into what I call my 7-level frequency ascension blueprint. And not only are we ascending in frequency, we are ascending in dimension. And I want you to understand how that works and how you can slowly work your way into that space, because you deserve to be affluent. And from that, you become influential, because your message, once it's clear to you, then it's time to pass that on as well. And then you create a life of opulence. And it's not opulence money, it's opulence love and freedom and just understanding how everything works together. So if you're ready to begin, we're going to start with the basic, and it's the human life force. It's called the Kundalini. In Eastern philosophy, the Kundalini is referred to as the life force. This is what keeps us alive and animated. They have a vision of this serpent, and this serpent is dormant in every single person when we come into this earth. And this serpent, it's literally coiled. My drawing is not the best, so don't get all impressed. So let's say this is the serpent. All right, eyes, a mouth. Oh, let's make him smile. Anyway, so the serpent is in our root chakra, which is the lowest part of us. So this will be based on the chakra system, but we will see it in a very different way. Okay, so the serpent is here, dormant, asleep, untouched, waiting for that first awakening. And remember, there's not just one awakening. Every day, every moment, there's a new awakening. Every new knowledge, every new experience puts you in this new space, this new frequency, this new knowledge and wisdom and understanding. So when we talk about awakening, it's not a one-time thing. So when you had that first awakening, that first epiphany, that first wow, mind-blowing moment of what just happened here, that's the serpent waking up. And when the serpent raises its head, when the serpent wakes up and raises its head, that's when awakening is beginning. That's when you're becoming aware of what you see is really not what it is. So in this space, this is, and I'm going to try to create again my snake. The snake eventually is going to go up. So it's going to start with the root chakra, sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, third eye, and the crown. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. And if you have done this before, you know exactly where they are placed in our body. And I will get deeper into this. just want to give you the big picture first, the overall picture. So in the Western teachings, it got very fragmented in the sense that when you're having a throat ache, a cold or something, then they will say, oh, your throat chakra is blocked, so let's do a clearing to heal that. And we do that with the heart, and we do that with the stomach. And I'm here to say that that's not exactly how it works, at least not now in modern metaphysical science, now that we have more understanding, more knowledge of human nature, human potential, and how the world works, right? So, what I want to explain here, and I really want you to pay attention because it will be a little bit different from what you've seen or heard or been practicing already. And one of the revelations that came to me is that the soul is on a solo journey. Did you hear me? The soul is on a solo journey. It did not come here to fix the world. It came here to help you remember how to go up and get to the crown, because at the crown level, that's where bliss comes. That's where enlightenment actually is. So if you're in this stage in the root chakra, you haven't really arrived at enlightenment yet. You have to go through all of these all the way up. When you get to this space, the real spiritual space, the realm of understanding not only what's happening here on earth, what's also happening on the other side. Okay? So that's really where I want you to understand the basic of this journey. And like I said, I call it my 7-level frequency ascension plan, because we have to continue ascending. And when we ascend, we are moving into the next dimension. So these are your dimensions. Every time you move into the next space, that's your dimension. These are the 7 dimensions that get you from struggle and fear and, the lower frequencies. And this takes you up to the highest frequency that you can obtain here on earth, not after you died, here. Okay? So let's break this down even more now. So continuing with the 7-level frequency ascension path and blueprint, I have put the 7 chakras, energy centers on the board right here. And this is what I would like you to see, because I'm going to break this down in the levels that they fit in as we elevate our frequency, moving into the new dimensions. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are our 7 levels, which are also the chakra system. Now, here's the interesting thing, and I'm going to say low frequency and high frequency, but I don't mean low as in a negative bad thing. It just means that your awareness is not there yet. So between the root and sacral, these are what I call your physical needs. The root and the sacral is where you take care of your physical freedom. The solar plexus and the heart is where you take care of your emotional freedom. And the throat and third eye is where you take care of your mental freedom. And the crown chakra is where you take care of your soul freedom. Elevating from one frequency to the next. That's the goal. What outdated spirituality has been teaching is you can jump here and jump there and jump back and jump back. You cannot be jumping back and forth. You have to take care of the root issues. Then we can move into the sacral issues. So the root chakra is focused on the body. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys can read. It's focused on the body. The sacral is focused on the emotion. The solar plexus taking care of your mental. The heart taking care of love. The throat takes care of the self. The third eye takes care of the soul, and the crown takes care of the collective. Okay, this is falling. Okay, so let me see if we got this clear. The 7-level ascension blueprint and path is the dormant kundalini, the dormant serpent at the root chakra area. And once you've had that first awareness, that first awakening, that first realization that the world works very different from what we see, the illusion of it, the serpent wakes up. When the serpent wakes up, it is in this space, the root chakra. Okay? And I want to make this again very clear. I'm going to change colors again so you can see the difference. What I want to show here is how this ascension happens. So, the lowest frequency level are our root and sacral chakra. So I'm going to put this here. And that is the lowest frequency we have. Medium level frequency. And then we'll be moving into the higher frequency, which is the throat and third eye. I hope it's not getting too confusing. And then, of course, bliss. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap, and I'm hoping you can keep track. So, Eastern philosophy, Kundalini, life force. life force, kundalini, serpent, serpent, dormant in the root chakra. First awakening, first realization that things are different. The snake lifts its neck up. Then the snake does its ascension and goes all the way up through all of our energy centers, which are named root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. They each represent a different level of evolving as humans in our human experience. The root represents taking care of the body, making sure the body, because it's body, mind, and soul. So we have to take care of the body first. And this is why the root and sacral is all about physical freedom. So getting our health, our wellness, our basic needs taken care of. The solar plexus and heart is about our emotion. How do we manage our emotion? How do we control it? How do we see it and identify what's actually going on with us? The throat and third eye represents our mental freedom. This is where we can get out of our head, the chatter, the allowing things to like drive us crazy and nuts. And then we move into, the best part, bliss, right? So the seventh level, when we get to the crown, that's where we're actually really communicating with our soul. This is when that portal opens up, and this is when the communication happens. And here's the best part, they're not downloads anymore when you get to enlightenment. When it's enlightenment, you have the information, you have the wisdom. It is coming from you, from your life experience, your knowledge, everything that you have accumulated. This is where it explodes, and this is where it's happened. But I'm breaking it down so you could understand the different phases, because it takes time to walk through each phase. So the next time you feel a cold, it doesn't start in the throat chakra, and you don't need clearing here. We got to go back to the root and what's happening at the root level. And I'm going to break this down even further so that you understand these is the beginning of the awakening and the ascension of the serpent, of our life force coming through us. And this is where, because it's physical and it's earthbound, because it's all about what's happening here and around us, this is usually where our lowest frequency lives. The fear, the anger, the unknowingness, the anxiety. This is where it lives. And of course, I will show you how to get out of that, because that's the whole point, right? And then we're going to move into the medium frequency. And this is where we're dealing with the mental and the love part, right? So this is where the emotions kick in. And how do we manage these emotions, right? And that's kind of where our medium frequency is. Because once we take care of the root and the sacral, we can now move into a more peaceful place where we're now only dealing with the mental part, or mind, and the love part, right? Then as we moved even further up this ascension plan, we're hitting then the truth, which represents self, self-actualization, self-acceptance, self-love. And the third eye, this is where you start to understand and see and communicate at this other level. That's part of our highest frequency. But there's one that goes even beyond that. And this is where we talk about bliss. And bliss is not happiness. Bliss is just a pace where you arrive that's so peaceful and calm, and you're at ease no matter what is happening in this world. And somehow you see it, like they say, we live in this world, but we don't have to be affected or triggered by it. This is where triggers pretty much are gone. And this is the point. This is where we want to go. This is where I want to get you to a level where the triggers don't bother you no more, where the past is the past and the future is the future, and it doesn't matter because we're living in the now, in the moment. This is how the Kundalini starts ascending. And that path is something we get to do here. This is why the soul came here in the first place. The only reason, like I said, the soul is on a solo journey. This path, the whole path, is a solo journey. This isn't about serving others. This isn't about helping and changing the world. This is about serving you, your mission and your purpose that your soul came here to experience, to live, to actually ascend, because the soul's journey is about ascending to the place of bliss, peace, ease, not only here on earth, but even as we crossed over. Our soul journey is eternal. And even though we don't get to keep this physical body, soul is just who we are. And we're going with it. And we're coming back with it. Yeah? So this is why I'm explaining here that the way they taught the chakra system, which it's still accurate, it's just that we cannot jump back and forth. It's very fragmented and it's not permanent. And we're looking for a permanent way of being. So in my philosophy of influence, affluence, and opulence, this is where it comes in again, because our first dimension, again, I got to use my notes because believe it or not, I sit down one day and it all comes to me. Like I can't help it. It just comes to me. And I start writing. And as I'm writing, I'm becoming aware. I'm like blowing my mind, right? And all I do is sit with a piece of paper and it shows up. Can you see my snake there? I was in Aruba one day and I'm sitting there and it came up. So this is me trying to do my little Kundalini there and my notes and how my snake goes up. And you see, I'm trying to recreate this on a big board for you. I don't even think the board is big enough, but it was such a mind-blowing moment for me. Like I sat there and stared and went, OMG, this is wow. So as you could see, once we take care of the lower frequency, the physical, the root and sacral, that's where affluence begins. This is the level of affluence. Do I have another pen in a different color? No. No, I don't. Yes, no. Right? So this part, let's use the red. This is where affluence starts. Again, affluence is not just money. Affluence is a frequency that attracts everything that you need to make sure that your physical well-being is taken care of. So you hit your physical freedom goal, right? And then once we move into the next level, which is 4 and 5 up here. Okay, this is where influence starts, because influence means now you are, number one, self-loving yourself, meaning you have come into your authentic, true, honest soul self. So when you are talking, you're talking from not ego, just that energy force that's within you. And that's where influence comes in, because now you don't even have to talk. You don't have to share. You have to do nothing. Just your presence puts out this vibration that people see and feel and attract and want to speak to you. I have this all the time. I've been told that my energy enters the room before I did. It's like they see it, they feel something coming. And when I enter the room, they're already looking, which, like, who are they looking at? And I have been told, when you enter a room, your frequency, your energy enters before you. And it's almost like they're anticipating what's next. And it's an interesting place to be. But again, this is where I want you to get, because it's such a peaceful, easy place to be in. And it attracts people. People want to introduce themselves to you. They want to talk to you. They want to be close to you, because this is a very warm aura you put out. It brings people into you, right? So that's why the influence starts at that point. And of course, and then the next place is our sixth and seventh level up here. That's opulence. And again, opulence is not the money. Opulence is a way of living, is creating that lifestyle that's balanced right through. Peace and ease, everything. The root, everything is now balanced. It's been taken care of. You're at this place where you're not bothered by the outside noise, and everything makes sense. And you're finally at that peace. You're not worried about money no more, because that's been taken care of. You're not worried about emotion and love and any. You have taken care of all of them one step at a time, because that's how every system works. Doing a business, you can't just go and make profits. You got to create your business plan and blah, 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 blah. If you're going to get married, you got to first meet someone, date, plan. So everything has step by step. So why would this be any different? Why are we jumping back and forth? Enough with the jumping back and forth. Let's start at the root, literally root, grounding, focus, and let's one for one take care of each level as we move up this serpent ladder. So, are you in with me? Are you interested in knowing more about how this works? And I would again love to have a frequency, I call it a frequency calibration session. It's kind of a chit chat, see where you are in your journey, and see if any of this makes sense to you. And I would love to give you a little bit more in depth. But as I said, in every new series, my 7-level Ascension blueprint, I want you to really understand. And I know I went a bit too fast, and I promise to break it down further down even more, because I still have to break down each level one for one, so you understand where I'm going with this blueprint. So remember to turn on your notification, because the next lesson we're going to get down into, like I said, the foundation of what this system is all about. And this system is to create permanent, high frequency change, not short term, not just relief for the moment. This is not fix quick system. This is permanent. This is so that you can grow one step at a time, because it's the only way to do this, and slowly move into the lifestyle you want to live. A lifestyle of affluence, influence, and opulence. So thank you again for listening to this class, and I hope it was very informative. But more than that, I hope it is starting to blow your mind, like I said, because it blew my mind. I hope it's blowing your mind, and that you got something out of this. So leave your comments, questions, and I would love to get a little bit deeper into this. But definitely stay tuned for my next episode, because we will get deeper into the foundation of the 7-level frequency ascension path and blueprint, so that you could slowly start moving into that space yourself. Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Karina Felix. Check in the description and get your self-assessment success formula.